Hello, so Sick Nashman here, and today we have the Neko Arc Beginner's Guide. Now, I know a lot of people have been requesting this guide. Neko Arc is a very unique character who does not play like anybody else in the cast. Her movement is super unique, and her neutral is definitely super different from everyone else. This character is also considered a pretty bad character, or in the lacking department, the lower tier of the cast. But I'm here to say I wouldn't say she's a bad character. I would definitely say she's different, and if you do want to play this character, then you're just gonna have to approach the game a little differently, which is pretty fine. For one, her movement options are at base level. Like, if you look at her movement options, you would probably think they're pretty bad. This is like her air dash, the way it is. However, her air dash is probably one of the better in the game, for the simple purpose that it's like super good for running away. I think for running away, it is the best air dash in the game. For pressure, it's not that great of an air dash, but for actually moving at neutral and trying to get away from your opponent to set up or summons, it's actually pretty good, I would say. So like anytime you're in danger, you could kind of just go to the other side of the screen. As long as you hold the dash button, she'll like continue to fly, and then she falls after a certain period of time. So the dash is definitely good to get you out of like tricky situations, because the base of Neko Arc's gameplay is going to be the summon. So think of like a Faust type character, or like Teddy, something around that nature, where the character is summoning different things on the screen, and based on what comes on the screen, you'll have to react. Now Teddy's is a set order, Faust is random, and Neko Arc's is like completely random. There is some type of chart out there with like probability counts, but we're not going to really get into that, especially since this is a beginner's guide, and whoever is trying to play Neko Arc is probably just want to litter the screen with like a lot of like crazy nonsense. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So one of the most important moves in Neko's toolkit is definitely Dragon Punch backwards that will not only give you a summon, but you can tell what you're going to get based on the icon. So right now we know we're going to get the train, and because you know what you're going to get, it can actually provide a lot of utility at neutral, because it's like, hey, like I know what I'm going to get, and because I know this, I can summon more. Because another really good move from her will be 1BC. 1BC, she summons mad Nekos, and they come out and do something random, and based on what they do, you kind of want to like confirm what is going on, and then kind of go for maybe pressure right there if the opponent really can't see, and or you might want to just like run and set up more, because the more chaotic the screen gets, the more it's in your favor to win the match. But right now we get the SOS, so they drop from the sky. Like, it's a couple of different icons you can get. You can even get Saber to like do assist, or Saber will come out and do Excalibur, so that's like pretty cool. Neko does not get Oki off the throw. Like, they can just tech out a throw. You know, some throws in this game lead to a hard knockdown. Neko wasn't as lucky as other characters to get a hard knockdown throw, but that actually kind of works in your favor if they tech away from you, because at the same time you could just summon. And just like that, you see the Excalibur, you see the Neko get knocked off the cat glider and just come down swinging. So this character is really unique and super fun character to play. So one thing I will say is, like, be aware of where you're at on the screen. So if it's safe to summon, you can summon. If not, then you can just either press offense on the opponent, because this character still does have like a reasonable damage output, like not the most, but pretty reasonable if she does net a hit. And this is basically going to be your staple how you're gonna set up everything with this type of Oki, that type of combo. That's gonna be like the staple Neko combo. Even if you do a different variation, you're pretty much gonna want to just do that that ground pound out the air, bring her back down. Uppercut gives her the best Oki into whatever like summons you want to do. That's gonna be the base of her gameplay, because once you get like summons on the screen, that's generally when the game becomes a little more scrambly and chaotic, and Neko can kind of control that, because Neko is going to win scrambles, like for sure. So you basically want to force the opponent to scramble and then win the scramble based on what you have on the screen. Now mind you, your opponent probably is going to be shielding a lot, but as long as you can cover the shield and just know that, hey, the shield might come, and like do an option to beat the shield, you should be fine. It basically is going to come down to you just littering the screen and annoying the opponent and making them make mistakes. Another one of Neko's best moves will be her dig. Her dig is like super good just because of trickery, but also the moon skill version of the dig tracks and is invul, like when she goes underground. So once she pops up, it's like super good against characters that could potentially be trying to control space, like a Vlog or something. You could actually just dig underground and hit Vlog, or a character that's maybe trying to get away from you, or the other Nekos that you summon. Like dig is like super good. And as you see, same concept, but with a tracking dig, like that move is like super good. Like I think it's super underrated and not talked about enough. That's definitely one of her best moves, along with the cell phone call. Those are the moves that you're going to be wanting to use the most with Neko, on top of like her air fireball is actually like good, especially from an approaching standpoint, because when you do approach with it, it is actually plus frames. Like right there, the button of arc, it actually didn't even come out because I was so close. So I could probably do like a fierce. There we go. We got the counter here right there, just based on like the fierce. That is how plus Neko Arc is with her aerial projectile. So aerial projectile is like super good. Opponent will probably opt to try to shield it at best, but that just gives you better options to open the opponent up, because you could just fake it out. The last move I want to cover is the laser beam eyes. That's probably going to be your main neutral tool to keep your opponent honest, where they don't want to like move around all willy-nilly or they'll get hit. Because yes, dash blocking does exist, but your opponent still has to respect this projectile beam, because if they're doing anything from full screen, you could do that and then just get a free super. The A version hits at that angle, B version hits above her head, so you could set up some like really cool unblockables with that. And like I said, any hit you can either A, summon, or B, you can just go for the damage into another laser beam super. All in all, I think this character has some potential. Not heavily represented at all. However, I believe if you do like this character, you should invest time into her and try to master the character, because I believe that this character could be a huge threat at the highest level of play. Thank y'all for watching this Neko Arc beginner's guide, and I will see y'all next time. Peace.